open this computer. Okay, I think we go, yes, we are going live now. Okay, folks, we're looking at common factors today. Haling's algebra. It says, write these expressions using brackets looking for common factors. So we have here, hang on a second, we got here, so on the bottom, so I've kind of split the page up into two bits, first of all. So the bottom part will be homework part, which you'll be given answers to, which you already have answers to in this file. So inshallah today we'll concentrate on the top part, which we can do together in the classwork, and I'll give you the answers. And the bottom part, you got the answers printed. So it's going to be a self-marking exercise with full working out that I want to receive back from you guys for next week, inshallah, for Saturday. Okay, so let's have a look at these. I need to introduce a page. Give me a second. Let's do a bit of modification. Okay, add a page. Okay, so paper. Yes. Done. Right, let's copy some questions out. We got part one, part two. Yeah, let's just grab some questions from there. Okay, sorry. I'm stop making so much noise. Okay, folks, here's some questions. Let's have a look. What does it mean by factorizing by common factors? Okay, so let's have a look at question number one. Question number one. So we have 2x add 8. So let's have Abdullah, please. Abdullah, can you unmute and join me, please, on this question? Okay, I've given you key little kind of wording at the top. Okay, what is the highest common factor of 2x and 8?
It would be 2.
Okay. Now, what Abdullah means by 2 is the highest common factor is if factors are how the numbers made up, what numbers time together to make that. So you got 2 factors to do with division. So 2x will divide by 2 and will divide by x. So they are the factors, what we call a factor pair. Number 8, it divides by 2 and 4. So that is another factor pair. The reason why we picked 2 is because 2 is the biggest number that they both share. So I'm going to highlight that here. I'm going to pull it out over here. Okay, we copy down the x. There should be a plus already here. We copy down the plus. And we copy down the 4. So when we factorize by common factors, we are looking for the expressions, each part of the expression, what do they share? So for example, in 2x and 8, they both share, they both contain a 2 in there. The 2 is visible in the 2x, and the 2 is invisible in the 8. Is actually inside. So you've got to split the 8 up into 2 times by 4. Once you've done that, then you need to pull the 2 out. So the 2's come out to the one side, and then you left, whatever you're left with, you just copy it straight down. So the pluses get copied straight down, and the 4's copy straight down. So the bits that are left over get copied into the brackets and drop down straight into the brackets underneath. That's the first one done. Thank you for that, Abdullah. Okay, next question. Let's have a go at question 6. Okay, Leila, can you unmute yourself and join me on this question, please?
Yeah.
Everybody else, please make sure you're making full and extensive notes. So Leila, right, this question. What is the highest common factor?
The highest common factor is 3.
Highest common factor is 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you know it's 3? What did you look at?
Because 3 goes into 9 and 15.
Okay, so 3 is the biggest number that goes into 9 and 15. So
Yeah.
if we split up, it'll be 3 times by?
3 and then times by 3x.
Copy the plus down, and then 3 times by?
5.
Okay, so remember we're splitting the numbers into its factors. Okay, so 9x divides by 3 and it divides by 3x. So we're breaking the number up and rewriting it, but it's still the same value. Okay, so now we're going to use the highlighter to indicate the common part, which is the 3. So the 3 we're going to pull out. And we put outside. Now, what do we copy down, Layla?
3x add 5, so the bits that you
This bit,
multiply by.
and this bit, and this bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we end up with 3x plus 5. So, Layla, how do we know that we've actually factorized it? What could we wait for us to check? Well, how do we know we factorized it enough? What is like the acid test? What do we do?
You have to multiply into the brackets, so just expand the brackets.
You can multiply the brackets to find out whether you've got the original question, but the question I'm thinking is, how do you know that you factorize it until you can't factorize anymore? So what do you have to check?
Oh, you have to check that the number on the outside of the brackets doesn't go into like both of the numbers.
Okay, you want to check that you can't factorize again.
Yeah.
So you look at the brackets and you check that what you factorize, have you missed anything out? Could you refactorize the brackets again? That shows that you haven't finished, that the question hasn't been done properly or completed. Okay, so 3x plus 5. Can we factorize that again? 3x plus 5, Layla?
No.
Okay, no is good. When you say no, that means you finished the question. So here, a no is a good answer. So you ask yourself, I've got my brackets 3x plus 5. Could I factorize it further? If the answer is no, that means you finished the question. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, thank you for that, Layla. Right, let's move on to Eliza, please. Your turn. Right, okay, let's have a look at 8x squared. Let's look at number 15. Okay, 15, we have 8x squared plus 10x. Okay, Eliza, now I've given you something a little bit more. So you might have a numerical value and a letter as well. So, right, what's the highest common factor of these 2 bits here? You got 2 bits here.
Okay. Would it be 2?
So, yeah, highest common factor will be 2, but can you give me some more than that, please? Because there's actually more. In the other question, there was just one part, but you can have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits. So 2 is one of the bits. What's the common factor amongst the letters?
X.
Fantastic. So now you have 2x. Rather than this one part, you have 2 and x, that makes 2 bits. So we need to kind of now rewrite each mini expression part here into 2x times by?
2x times by 8.
Now remember, you are reconstituting the 8. If you split the 8 into 2, the other part is 4. 2 is here, 4 is here. Okay, it won't be 2 and 8, because 2 times by 8 will give you 16. You go somewhere else. Okay, are you happy with that?
Yeah.
And then the x times by x gives you x squared. Okay, lovely. Now what about the 10x? So we got to write down 2x straight away. So what's the other bit? 2x times by?
5x.
No, not 5x this time. That was a good try. Because if you
okay, so it's just 5.
Just 5, because 2x times by 5 gives you 10x. If you timed it by 5x, it'll give you 10x squared. And we don't have originally 10x squared. It's just 10x, okay?
Okay.
So in the first bit, yes, it was 4x. But in the second bit, it was only 5, not 5x. So you got to look at the expression original and what we're trying to reconstruct. So that's lovely. Let's get the highlighter out. Okay, let's get the orange out. So this is the common bit. This is the common bit. This is the common bit that we identified. Okay, let's put the common bit down here as well. So you put the 2x down. So here comes the 2x, comes flying out. So what we have left over then, Eliza?
You'd have 4x add 5.
4x add 5. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a quick question. Everything in the bracket, can we factorize again? Question to you. Yes?
No. No.
No. Is no good?
Yeah.
No is good. Normally no is bad. Somebody asks you a question, you say no, then there's gonna be some trouble somewhere. But no here is very good. Okay, fantastic. Now, I'm gonna do one more question, which has a little bit of a kind of like a tricky ending. And we're gonna see whether our next student can help us with that. So let's have Mr. Asadullah, please. All right. I don't know whether I'm going to pick one from here. I need to find one that does what I needed to do. I'm going to modify something then. Okay, let's try that. I'm going to modify that question. So, Saleh, you okay? Yeah. You sound really tired. Or is it just lessons that make you tired? Salo? That's my daughter Salo. She's sitting in front of me over there, and I can hear her breathing like. She's like the lessons are exhausting her. She doesn't get exhausted when she's watching Netflix. Okay, Mr. Asadullah, are you there?
Yeah.
Sir, calling Asadullah. Come in, please.
I'm here.
Okay, mashallah. Okay, Mr. Asadullah, give me the highest common factor, young man. Let's go.
4.
Whoa.
4x.
Okay, it is?
4x.
4x. Fantastic, young man. So you got 4x is the highest common factor. So let's rewrite 8xy into 4x multiplied by
2y.
Okay, lovely. And 4x, you write it as?
4x times 1.
Ah, so you do know it, the trick. Now, I'm going to do the question the wrong way first. Asadullah's giving me the answer. You spoiled it, Asadullah. You kind of knew how to do it, and you've told the whole class the right way of doing it. I wanted to make the common mistake that students make in the exam. Okay, so Asadullah, hold that thought for a moment. I'm going to purposely do it the way the students normally do it to show you where the mistake is, okay?
Okay.
So I want you to role play with me, all right?
Okay.
Okay, lovely. So what we're going to pull out now, we're going to pull out the what?
4x.
The 4x, which is called the what?
Highest common factor.
Okay, very good, very beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now what do we have left over now?
2y.
And?
Minus 4x.
Okay, right. No, minus 4x, come out, don't forget.
Okay.
Okay, now, I'm going to stop there for a moment. That's a common error in the examination papers every single year done by students in the year 11, 10, whatever. It's just common mistake. If you have 4x and you take all the 4x out, you leave behind, I always call it fresh air. You leave nothing behind. You can't copy nothing down. You can't have an expression. You can't have an expression which has got a space and a gap in it. It has to have something in it. So what Asadullah said at the beginning is that 4x is really 4x times by 1. And the reason why we're times by 1 is because we're going to pull the 4x completely out. We've got to leave something behind that will help us to reconstruct the 4x we multiplied. So here, yes. So let me get the green highlighter. Fantastic. I got a 1 to put down at the bottom. There we go. And now the question is ready, it's finished. Okay. So it's important whenever you pull anything out completely, you always leave 1 behind in the multiplier. So that 1 gets copied down. You don't leave nothing behind. Then you'll have gaps in your answer. Are we all happy with that? If you're all happy with that, put your hands up next to your name, please. Raise a hand, a thumb. Here you got your little hand. Eliza's happy. Abdullah, you happy with that? Okay, alhamdulillah. Everybody's happy with that. Okay, now, quick question. Put your hands down and then answer the next question. Okay, are you happy to practice some questions now after those 4 examples? Asadullah's ready? Abdullah's ready? Eliza? Layla, are you ready? Okay. Okay, fantastic. Okay, right. I'm going to give you a couple of questions to do. Okay, right. So I'm going to give you a couple of questions to do. Okay, no, maybe not that one because we would have just done that one. Just make sure I haven't given you one already given. So x squared, 8xy minus 8xy minus, that's the one I made up. Okay, yeah, I think those questions, we haven't done those questions. Okay, folks, I'm going to put on the timer. I got the timer right here. Can you see it there? Okay, I'm going to put on 2 minutes for the timer. It's plenty of time. Do all the questions in green, and off you go. If you get stuck and you need help, you can ask for help. That's not a problem. I'm just going to pause the video so we're not Zoom recording. So we have here, let me just quickly go through them then. So we have number 4. We have 6x plus 9. Asadullah, come on. Smash out some answers for me, please.
So the highest common factor is 3.
And so it'll be 3 outside then.
2x plus 3.
Okay, what about number 7, Asadullah?
Number 7, x brackets y plus 3.
So the x is the highest common factor, yeah?
Yeah.
Put right in the wrong place and it looks like an indice. Highest common factor is 3. Oh, highest common factor is x. I think I'm excited with the 3. So x, y plus
3.
Okay, give me one more answer, please. Since you got your mic open, you look pretty competent and confident. Next one.
Question, what is question?
9.
What is that? Oh yeah, here. So there will be 1x brackets 2y minus 3.
Okay, you don't need to write down 1x, Asadullah. Okay, remember 1x and x is the same. If you write down 1x, you just show that you're an amateur in mathematics. Are you an amateur, Asadullah?
No.
Now you're a pro in here. Think
Yeah.
about it. When you play games at home here, you play amateur mode, you play in the pro mode.
Pro.
Obviously. So you're going to be pro for maths as well? Fantastic. Okay. Number 11. Okay, 3xy plus 6x. 3xy plus 6x. Okay, that's it. Jazakallah, thank you for that. Okay, Salia, please, on the next number 11, 35, y plus yz plus 10z. Okay, Salia, next to please. Number 11 and number 13. Oh my dies. No teacher. Okay, let's have Eliza, please. Can you help us? We have some naughty children in this room at the moment.
I didn't get to that question, but I'll try.
Oh my days, you girls are in it together. You got some kind of plan going on there. Okay, let's see. Is it Abdullah? Abdullah, please help me, man. Help me on the number 11, number 13. Let's go.
Okay. For number 11, the highest common factor is 3x, and the answer is 3x bracket y plus 2 bracket.
That's beautiful. And the next one?
For 13, the highest common factor is 5z.
Beautiful.
And then the answer is 5z brackets y plus 2 bracket.
Okay, my 5s and z's look dodgy, man. You're right, I'm more better. That's 2z, yeah? Or just 2?
Yeah, just 2.
Excellent. Okay, I think we might have one last one left. How many left? 2.
Yep.
Okay, 9x squared minus 12x. 9x squared minus 12x. Okay, go on then.
The highest common factor is 3x, and the answer is 3x bracket 3x minus 4.
Ooh, looks good. And the last one is 8xz plus 6x squared. Let's do that in somewhere. 8xz plus, was it 6z squared? 6x squared. Okay, what's the highest common factor there?
2x, and then the answer is 2x bracket 4z plus 3x.
Okay, folks, everybody mark the questions, please. And can you put our hands up, please, next to your name if you got them all right, or put a comment in the Zoom group chat saying, yes, sir, I got them all right. And they're fantastic, and I'm really happy. Okay. Yeah, Sally's got a hand up. How did you get them all right? Did you get that far?
I did. I got all the right.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Right, let's move on. Okay, so everybody, let me give you something a bit more exciting. Ooh, these ones are nice. All right, let's cut some of these questions out. These look a bit more kind of, ooh, they look nice. Very nice. Okay, let's put the cat amongst the pigeons. Yeah, I'll give you something a little bit more tasty. And let me add another page in. Here's another page. Okay, come on, page. There's the page. Yes, paste image. Okay, right. Before we move on to factorizing quadratic equation, just 4 more questions. Okay, 4 more questions just to splice it up a bit, just to make sure that everything's okay, especially when you're looking at indices and things. So for those 4 questions, I'm going to give everybody 2 minutes on the timer. So let's get cracking and make sure, Sally, you've finished it in 2 minutes, yes? Go. Wakey, wakey, everybody. Okay, so there's the answers that we have there for those 4 questions, which Leila has just explained to us. And I think we're just coming up towards about 43, 44 minutes. And the next topic, I think we should start that after the break time, inshallah. So I want everybody to have a 15-minute break. Oh. Okay, folks, welcome back. So now we're looking at the factorizing quadratic equations. So we've just finished some work on factorizing using common factors. Now we're moving on to factorizing quadratic equations. Okay. Now in all these quadratic equations, we have the a value, which is 1. I'll explain to you what that means by the a value is 1. So let's first of all write down our format. Sorry, is it? Can you see it?
Yeah.
So this is the format of our quadratic equation. So a is the coefficient of x squared, which means it's the multiplier of x squared. B is the coefficient of x, and c is a constant. And that's the format of a quadratic equation. You get ax squared has an x squared part, an x part, a c part, and a y part. Sometimes the c can be missing, it's still a quadratic. Sometimes the bx can be missing, it's still a quadratic. But it can have up to those 3 bits. Okay. Okay, lovely. So now let's look at our first question. Yeah, that was really appreciated there. Okay, we have x squared plus 6x. We got my wife making sound effects in the back of the classroom. She's escaping into the garden now. You still made the noise though. Okay, so when I say a is 1, what I mean is that if there's no number next to the x squared, that's an automatically 1 next to the x squared. So I can put that for you in red. So here, all the questions, a is equal to 1, or we have no, basically what it means is there's no multiplier in front of the x squared. That's how we do this style of question. So let's get cracking. So we are looking for, in order for us to factorize x squared plus 6x plus 5, we can't use the method that we just learned, which is the common factor. We have to learn a new method. Excuse me. I think that's what happened when you eat too fast. Okay, so we're gonna have doubly brackets. And we're gonna have an x in both of the brackets. So now here's the part that you need to learn. We are looking for 2 numbers that multiply to give you the last number and add to give you the middle number. So let's put that like that. So we're looking for 2 numbers that multiply to give you this number. And the 2 same numbers must add to give you this number. So I'll highlight them for you. And that's what we're learning today. Okay, so we're looking for 2 numbers that time to give you the last number with the c value, add up to give you the b value. Remember, the b value isn't 6, it is plus 6. So now let's have a look. If you're looking for 2 numbers that time to give you 5 and add up to give you 6, we need to write them down. Let's have a go. Okay, no, wrong color. So 2 numbers that time to give you 5 is going to be plus 1 times by plus 5, or minus 1 times by minus 5. I don't need the minus 1 times by minus 5, but I'm doing for completeness. So we have the complete set, nothing's missing. So which one of those 2 pairs of numbers adds up to plus 6? Okay, let's have Salia. Which one, the top one or the bottom one adds up to plus 6, Salia?
one.
The top one. Okay, so we copy the top one, plus 1 on one side, plus 5 on the other side. Now, when you write down plus 1 and plus 5, here the order doesn't matter. You can swap them over as well. You can put the plus 5 first and the plus 1 afterwards. It doesn't make any difference in this particular instance where the A value is 1. Okay, that's lovely. Now, so when we get to this stage here, what we've done is we've factorized the equation, but there's also one extra little step. So up to here, we have factorized it. So this is the factorized answer. There's one other step, it's called the solution is solving it. When we solve a quadratic equation, we have to make each bracket equal to naught. So we have to make x plus 1 equal to naught. In order for me to make x plus 1 equal to naught, that means the x value must be minus 1, because minus 1 add 1 is nothing. And also I have to do it for the second bracket as well. I'm going to make that bracket equal to naught. So x add 5 must be equal to nothing. That means that the x must be the opposite of add 5, which is minus 5. Now we have completely finished that question. So when they say to you in exam, solve the following quadratic equation, they want you not to stop here, but they want you to carry on until you get to this stage here and then stop. So you stop when you get to the solving. The solving is quite easy because you're just reversing whatever's in the brackets. If you see a plus 1, you write minus 1. You see a plus 5, write minus 5. You see a minus 6, write plus 6, and so on and so on. So the solving part is quite easy, especially for the circumstances. Again, I keep on saying every A is equal to 1. This is the basics of the quadratic. We're going to move on to 2s and 3s later on. And that one, they're slightly different, how we do those. Okay, so now also I want to quickly show you what we've been doing last lesson, how that links to what we just done now. So I'm going to draw you. Okay, right, I think we're going to move the graph. No, that's fine. That's fine. So this is a little sketch. Whatever I'm doing, folks, on my iPad, which you can see on the screen, you need to be copying it up. If you've got colors to help you, highlighters, crayons, whatever, felt pens, paint brushes, spray cans, whatever you got to help you to make your work look beautiful, then please do so. So y, x, right, okay. So there's our graph. So if you look from what we've done last week, last lesson, this everything connects together. So last week we were looking at the graphical way of working at the solutions. Graphical means you draw the graph and you look at it. Oh yeah, I can see that the root is minus 1 and the root is minus 5. Here we've started here with the equation here, x squared plus 6x plus 5. We've factorized it, we've solved it, and now we got the roots here. Here are our roots. So we got the same roots, but those roots, this is us doing a pen and paper method mechanically, but here we're actually doing graphically. So that's how the match. So the roots are the points on the graph where the graph intersects x-axis. So you could be doing either one. Either they give the question, say, well, draw the graph and give us the solutions, or for example, factorize it and do old school method and solve it and give us the answers, you know, by mechanically working it out, pen and paper method. Okay, lovely. That's our first question done. Okay, now we're going to have one of our students join us on another question. Okay, let me choose a nice question. Number 7, x squared minus 8x plus 12. Okay, I think I need another page. Paper. No, I think we need to do, oops, that one. Give me a second. Hello, what's going on the page? Yeah, it's better. Yeah, I was about to crash then. Okay, so we have x squared minus 8x plus 12. That's question number 7. Okay, right. Equals naught. That's your y value. So basically, they want you to solve it when it cuts the x-axis, because your x-axis is also the y equals 0 line. That's what the 0 comes from. Okay, lovely. Right. Right, let's who's in my class? Let's Eliza, please. Unmute. Join me in the next question, please. Okay, so Eliza, I want you to repeat to me the sentence I told you here, and I'm going to give you a little clue here. I'm going to point at it, and I want you to verbalize the sentence I told you. I'm just going to point at it, then I'm going to cut the points off. So I'm talking about this bits over here that I mentioned a certain sentence. I'm going to take those arrows off now because they're just messing up my work.
Do you mean ax squared add bx squared plus c equals y?
No, I mean I mentioned a sentence in the beginning of how we verbalize, how we factorize, and I will, maybe you didn't catch me. Let me use a highlighter. Okay, I'm going to use a highlighter to point at there was a sentence connected to what I'm showing you now. There was a sentence, there was a statement connected to everything which is nice and lovely in green. So I'll start you off since you were a little bit hesitating.
Oh, is it where you find two numbers that times five that equal 5 when you time them together, and then you've got to make it add to the other number.
Okay, you're nearly there. I'm just going to help you with the sentence a bit. It times to give you the last number and add to give you the middle number. That's what you need to write down. Let's write that down. Let's write that down somewhere over here. So we are looking for two numbers . Okay, so here comes the first bit. That multiply Okay, so Eliza, I want you to read what I've written down.
We are looking for two numbers that times to give you the number, times to give you the last number, C, plus to give you
and add, and. Say the word
and to give you the middle number.
Okay, so it's time to give you the last number, add. That's what you're learning today in this particular part of the lesson. So when we're going to factorize quadratic equations, it's about two numbers that time to give you the last number and add to give you the middle number. That is the rule that we are applying today on this particular exercise. So let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look at the question number 7. I think question number 7, I might need to cut it out and take it a little bit down now. It's getting too close. It's getting too close. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, right. I think it's kind of, oops. I think I'm gonna have to do that slightly because it's kind of copying things across. Okay, right. I think I'm just gonna rub it out because I'm gonna make a mess of it otherwise. Okay, let's write that again because it's just too close to the top notes. All right, let's start again. Let's solve the equation.
And 1x squared minus 8x plus 5.
Okay, that's better. Equals naught, yeah? Put the arrow down there instead. Very good. That looks a bit better. It's just crashing. Okay, so Eliza, so tell me, in this particular question, what are the numbers which we are interested in?
6. Oh, so you're interested in minus 8 and 12.
We got plus 12 and minus 8. So we are looking for two numbers that multiply to give us plus 12, and that, oops, wasn't right in there. That's strange. Oh, I got part of the iPad screen that's not allowing me to write on there. Give me a second. Oh, we might have a dead part of the screen there. That's not nice. Yeah, I want some tea. Give me a second, folks. I'm having some difficulty in actually.
Is there any water in the iPad?
No, but there's no water there. How can there be water in the iPad? I mean, the iPad's been swimming. It's not writing on that part of the screen. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to see where I can write up to. Sorry about that, folks. I just got a little bit of technical problem there. Okay, okay, that's better. Okay, can you tell me close the door, please? It's like we're in a canteen or something. Close the door.
Close the door.
Okay, two numbers, time to give you plus 12 and add up to give you minus 8. Just give me 1 second, folks.
Close the door.
Okay, so two numbers that time to give you plus 12 and add to give you minus 8. So what are we concentrating on, Eliza? We're concentrating on
minus 8 and plus 2.
Yeah, so plus 12, time to give you plus 12, add to give you minus 8. That is as simple as it gets. The short thing there. So for each question, Eliza, you're going to be thinking about that. Time to give you plus 12 in this particular instance and add to give you minus 8. And if you, as long as you understand the beginning of that, then you'll find each other the question will be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Right, let's have a look at plus 12 now. Okay, Eliza, give me the factor pairs of plus 12.
For the factor pairs for this one, would it be
1 and 12. 1 and 12.
Oh, yeah, 1 and 12, and then 2 and 6.
And
3 and 4.
Okay, now, and what do the numbers gotta add up to?
Minus 8.
Okay, now, are any of our numbers gonna add up to minus 8?
No.
Okay,
No.
never. So to make them add up to minus 8, what do you have to do instead?
Put a minus in front of it.
Okay, because a minus times by minus is a plus. So minus 1 times by minus 12 is still plus 12, but now they'll add up to give you negative answers. So we are not looking for, in this particular instance, the positive factors of plus 12, but we're looking for the double negative factors of plus 12. Okay? Because we got a two-pronged need. Time to give you plus 12, which all those numbers do. Everything I've written there, times to give you plus 12. Absolutely. Using the rules of negative numbers. And one of them will add up to minus 8. So if you wanted to write a complete list, if you wanted to be a little bit kind of like, for completeness, you could put the positive factors in there as well. And then we just basically ignore them because we're not going to use them. Oops. So what I've written down there now is they call it an exhaustive list of all the factors of plus 12. So we have here the positive factors of plus 12 and also the negative factors of plus 12. Now, okay, Eliza, can you spot for me the set that adds up to minus 8?
It would be minus 2 and minus 6.
Beautiful. Okay, fantastic. So here we go. The x goes in there, the x goes in there. And then we have a minus 2 and a minus
6.
Okay, doesn't matter in which order I put them in, Eliza.
No.
It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter as long as this one here is a 1, which it is. How do you know it's a 1? Because there's no number there, it's automatically 1. Any letter by itself is one of those letters. But we don't normally write the 1 on, so I'll take it back off again. But as long as there's no number here, no number in the space here, then the method that we're doing here, the minus 2 can go there, the minus 6 can go there, it doesn't matter. The moment like a number jumps into here, like you have a 2 or a 3 or a 4, then it's a different ball game. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that, let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of that. Okay, that was strange, man, earlier. It's working now. Alhamdulillah. Let's do it here now instead. Okay, let's just get rid of all those little crosses. Okay, lovely. Now, so Eliza, how do I now finish the question off? So we've done the factorizing part. Carefully put that down. The last thing I want to do is give my iPad a swim in tea. Okay, so if we've done the factorizing part, that's done. The next part, the solving part, working at the solution. So how do we get to the next stage, Eliza? What do you think?
You do the reverse.
So the opposite of -2 is?
+2.
+2. And opposite of -6 is?
+6.
And these are the roots of the quadratic equation. So if I was to do a super mini sketch here, boom, 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 boom. There's our graph, y equals x squared minus 8x plus 12, and it cuts at x equals 2 and y equals 6. And the roots would be 2, 0, and 6, 0. But here, for the moment, all they need really is the x value. And we are done. Are we happy with that, Eliza?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done 2 examples there, mashallah. We've done 2 examples, one with the double positives in there, one with the minus and the positive, and seeing how we deal with that. Okay, are we ready to do, I think we should do one more example. I think we're going to call, has Layla done a question yet? Salia. Salia, yeah, why not? Okay, let's choose a question that has double negatives in there. Ooh. So we had, minus the other way around. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, Salia, read to me question number 17. This is you lucky girls, your lucky day today. Let's go. Okay, you got your sheet, haven't you?
No.
Question number 17.
X squared minus x minus 20
Okay, x squared.
minus x minus 20.
Okay, equals 0. Okay, so Salia, give me the sentence. Give me that little kind of, give me this bit here.
Ax squared.
No, forget the x squared part. Give me the part where you,
Y equals 0.
oh my God, what's this girl talking about? We're looking for 2 numbers that
Oh, the add up.
at times to give you
8 minus 8.
minus 20 and add up to give you
Oh, minus x.
minus 1. There's no such thing as minus x. It's got to be the number. We're not talking about minus x as the coefficient. Okay, folks, now pay attention to that one. So I'll just struggle with that question a bit, and a lot of students do struggle with that. The coefficient in front of the x, coefficient means the number that's over here, the multiplier. You can't see it. It's not there, but it is there. It's a 1 by default. There's another 1 over here as well. Okay, but we don't normally say this 1 here, and we don't normally write the 1 here, but it is there. So you got to know it's there. So that's why we say it's minus 1.
Oh, I was looking at the top question.
All right, you're looking at the wrong question. Okay. So in this particular circle, this little kind of box here, we have the key to the question. We're looking for 2 numbers that time to give you minus 20, and they're going to add to give you minus 1. Let's go. So we have minus 20. Right, Solid, give me the factors of minus 20. 2 numbers that time to give you minus 20. This is where you got to use your negative numbers. I told you before in the beginning of the course, you must master negative numbers.
Minus 1 and 2.
Minus 1 and plus 20, or plus 1 and
Minus 20.
the other way around. Good. And that then
Plus 2.
minus 2,
Minus 2 and plus 10.
or
Plus 2 and minus 10.
or
Minus 4 and plus 5.
or
And plus 4 and plus 5. Minus 5.
minus. Remember, to get a minus answer, it's got to be 1 minus 1 plus 1 plus 1 minus like that. So you're flicking them around anymore?
No.
No. So we've done an exhaustive list of the factor pairs of minus 20. You won't always need to do that, but I'm just showing you for the sake of completeness. So we can say, oh, sir, we haven't missed anything out, and we will definitely find our answer. Okay, Salia, one of those lovely factor pairs adds up to minus 1. So we're trying to fulfill these conditions. The first one's done. The first one's done. We need to find the second one now. What is it? Which one of those factor pairs adds up to minus 1?
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely not this one, or this one, or this one, or this one. It's one of those 2.
It's this first one. The bottom.
It's the bottom one, madam. Madam. No roti for you tonight if you get it wrong. Eh? You'll be eating dal. Okay, so let's have a look. So x.
Four.
So this one satisfies the second condition now. Yes. So you said x plus 4, x minus 5, and you again put them in any order. The order doesn't matter. It will matter later though when you do the other questions, different questions. Okay, so Saleh, what do you call this level here? Is that called solving or factorizing? It's called?
Oh, factorizing the last.
So we factorize the quadratic equation. What's the next stage?
Solving.
Solving. How do we do solving?
You have to do the opposite.
Opposite what's in the brackets. So opposite of add 4 is?
-4.
And opposite of minus 5 is?
That's 5.
Fantastic. X equals plus 5. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing over there. That's mad stuff, that is. Okay, let's do that again. Okay. So if I was to do again a super delta quick sketch and then a quick graph. So that will give you a -4, and that will give you plus 5, and that's our actual sketch of the original graph. So that's what those numbers correspond to, that part of the graph. Done. So we've done like a mixture of questions that we've got both negative factors, and so you've got to be thinking around the clock. 2 numbers at a time will give you minus number, and it will give you a minus number. So one must be minus, one must be plus. So you've got to be thinking negative numbers lesson. That's why we revised it last lesson. That's what we've done in the beginning of the lesson, because it's so important. You must understand negative numbers backwards and forwards. Okay, that's fantastic. Right. So we've done enough questions together, enough of me talking and some students doing a little bit of some action, though, a bit more than a little bit of action. Okay, now it's time for you guys to get cracking and stacking up your experience. Okay, let's get rid of some of these highlights over here. Okay, let's choose some nice questions for my students to do. We're gonna start you off on something nice and then move you on to something a bit more exciting. Yeah, I'm looking for double negatives in it as well. Any more double negatives? One over here. Okay, folks, you have 4 questions. I'm gonna put the brakes on the video. Okay, while you guys have a go at those 4 questions. Where's my timer gone? Okay, for those 4 questions, I think we give you 4 minutes maximum. It shouldn't take 4 minutes. Starting now. Go. Oh, right. Okay, right. Let's get back. Let's do some serious work. Asadullah. Stop joking all the time. Naughty boy. Okay, Asadullah, right. X squared plus 11x plus 28. Let's go. Give me a statement first of all. Statement. This statement here. This one.
Times to give you the last number and add to give you the middle number.
Okay, have I written right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Right. So here comes the end number. Okay. Hold on. Now remember it's going to be plus 11. We don't really need to worry about the negative factors here. They don't really come into play. Just pause. So 28, go for it. Go start smashing.
Plus 7 times 4.
So 1, and so just give me a list first. So 1, rather than you jumping straight into the right answer, which you were about to, give me the other numbers as well. So we have like a little list. Okay. I want you to find them. Which one is it?
Plus 7 times 4. Or that as well.
Let's do that up. So x add 4, x add 7 equals 1. Are we happy with that?
Yeah. If it's the other way around, plus 7, then plus 4, is that fine? That's
absolutely fine. Fantastically fine, actually. Okay, so we factorize the answer for me now. Now, can you finish it off and can you solve it for me, please?
-7 minus 4.
Yeah, any order again, but I'm just going to put them in that order because it goes underneath it. All right, let's draw I always like to draw a little sketch. Okay, so we got -7 and -4 there. So that's what that graph would look like. Good, done. So again, this part here is the factorized part, and this part here is our solutions, or they're called our roots. The roots of quadratic. Okay, next question. Okay, Asadullah, keep on going. Give me the statement. Give me the statement.
Times to give you the last number and plus to give you the middle number.
So we're looking for the factors of what?
40.
Of plus 40. But we are looking for factors of plus 40, but we have to take care that they're going to add up to give us what?
Minus 13.
So we're not really looking for the positive factors of 40. We're looking for the
Negative.
Negative.
Minus 8 times minus 5.
Whoa, this guy's jumped straight is straight on it. Okay, so minus 5 times by minus 8 is plus 40. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Abdullah have this one because he's kind of spotted it straight away in his mind, and he thinks it's minus 5 times by minus 8, which is correct, plus 40. So I'm gonna ignore the fact that I need to write loads of the list of numbers. Okay, for now we'll miss it. Okay, so there we go. So, what goes in the brackets then?
Minus 8 and minus 5.
Beautiful. In any order, doesn't matter.
And then plus 8 plus 5.
Then the solution, if I was to do a quick sketch. So this is where the plus 5 comes in. This is where the plus 8 comes in. It's probably windy. Y, X, done. Okay, for the next one, I'm going to choose another student. Okay, let's have Abdullah, please. Statement.
Okay.
On the next one.
First, you have to find the factors of minus 21.
So give me the sentence. 2 numbers of time to give you.
21
minus 21 and add up to
and
give you
then 4.
4. So the 2 numbers, time to give you the last number, add up to give you the middle number, time to give you minus 21. So that's the statement. I want you to write that down for each question when you do this for homework. Time to give you minus 21, add to give you 4. Okay, so fire away. So minus 21 will be what?
7 and minus 3.
Oh, excuse me.
Or you can do minus 3 and 7.
Minus 7 and plus 3, plus 7 and minus 3. So you've gone straight for the kill, straight for the jugular. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So which is the answer then? Top one or bottom one?
It is the bottom one.
Fantastic, young man. Beautiful. And then I've put the double brackets here, equals note. There's the X, that's the standard setting. Okay, lovely. Now, what we do with the plus 7 and minus 3, shall I put them in any order?
Yeah, you can put them in any order.
Okay, lovely. So you factorize it for me now. So we need to now go on to the next step, which is the solving. So opposite of minus 3 is?
Plus 3.
And opposite of plus 7 is?
Minus 7.
Okay, so if I was to draw a quick sketch of that, because I like doing quick sketch. Oops, that sketch is a bit doolally. Okay, that's still a bit funky, but never mind. Minus 7 is this root over here, and this one is our plus 3. There's our X, there's a slightly dingy Y, and there's our function. So that's how it relates to the graph. Okay, next question. Let's have Salo. All right, let's go. Give me the statement, please. So 2 numbers that times to give you?
Minus 2.
Minus 15. Thank you. And then add up to give us?
Minus 2.
Minus 2. Okay. Right, so minus 15 minus 2. So what do we do now? What do I work out the factors of?
Minus 15.
Minus 15, because that's the times in it. Now remember, if it's minus 15, to get a minus in the 15, are the answers going to have both plus or both negative or one of each? One of each. Fantastic, girl. So which numbers you want me to jump on straight away?
Minus 3 and plus 5 and plus 3 and minus 5.
Okay, them are the ones we need to be considering for this number. So which is the correct one, Salo?
The
Top or bottom?
The bottom, no, the top one.
Okay, you were right the first time. I'll take your first answer. Yeah, because you need to get minus 2.
Yeah.
So don't change your answer. Don't feel like, oh, it's got it wrong. You need to be confident in your answer. So now, shall I put the minus 5 first, yeah? Just changing the order around to show that we can do that. So we factorize the answer now. So Salo, I need you to solve it for me now.
X equals plus 5, and x equals -2.
So them are the solutions. If I draw my super duper quick sketch, I'll go wee. So we have -3, and we have +5. Them are the roots of the equation. There's the x-axis, there's the y-axis. That's all done. That's fantastic. Okay, lovely. Right, let's have a look at our timing. Okay, it is 2:01. We got a few minutes left. So I think it's time to start giving you guys homework. So everybody knows exactly what they need to do and how they are to do it. Okay, right. Now, the first part of the graphs, I mean, I think everybody's kind of understood the graph work now. And the fact, so I'm just gonna delete those pages. We don't need them anymore. Okay, that's our first page. Okay, lovely. So we had a look at questions from the top in the class. In the bottom part's going to be the homework, the ones which got answers to it. So I want everybody now, please, everybody awake. Yeah. So I don't want anybody to say, oh, well, I didn't understand what the homework is. Nobody gave me the homework. I didn't know what the homework was supposed to do. Everybody needs to know what the homework is. So the homework, I'm going to highlight it. Okay, that's from the book, CGP Intermediate Workbook, which I've had for many, many years. MashaAllah, fantastic set of questions. You need to do every single question in this rectangular section. Every single question. I need the questions like this. Remember, I don't want answers. This is not an answer lesson. This is a maths lesson. Maths lesson, we must do the full working out. That includes highest common factors, all the splitting, and all the rearranging and answers and stuff. Okay. So question 11, 12, 13, 14 of homeworks with answers provided. Questions 1 and 2, parts 1 and 2 are for extra practice for anybody who wants to practice them, or any parents that want to make the kids do that as well. No problem. Next. Okay, now this is the question that we practiced in the lesson. Now, these questions are really good. And the way you're going to get full is by doing lots of practice. So let's find you the homework questions, by the way. They're over here. Okay, now, so your homework question again, CGP, the I workbook. Okay, so I want you to do every single question in this section. Question 1, question 2, question, actually we can probably miss out question 2. Okay. And could do question 3. Okay. All of question 1. So when I say all of question 1, it means this one, and this one. All of question 3. Yeah. And then we move over here. It says solve the following. So we've already been doing solving. So solve the following, all of those. Question 6 says find the solutions for, so when you find the solutions, what we've just been doing. Okay, and I would say, just to push you guys a bit, this is the one where you have to do a little bit of rearranging. You got to get into the format. You got to get everything onto one side before you and get equal note on the right hand side before you start the question. So factorize the following. It says factorize. I want you to factorize and solve it. Oops. You won't actually necessarily have the answers. Whoops, this thing is flying around. The iPad is having good fun today by itself. Solve it as well. Where it says factorize and solve it. Okay, are there any questions regarding the homework? So now these questions here, what's happening there? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, these questions here, I'm going to say, do these as well. Even though you don't have the answers to them, that will make your practice on this topic A1, and you'll be masters on these questions. Okay, does everybody understand what the homework is? The homework needs to be done in the way that we've done in the lesson today, using method. You don't necessarily need to draw the sketch of the graph, but if you do, I'll be extremely happy. So you need to, every single question must have the following bits in it. You must have this statement here. Time to give you that number, add give that number, and then I want to see the factor pairs. You don't need to do an exhaustive list every time, unless if you already found the answer. You need to write it down, put it in the brackets, do the opposites. Okay, so everything that you see in the class notes, you need to be doing for homework as well. So inshallah, I'll be sending your parents the copy of my class notes. Okay, so make sure you do that. And the video that we made now will be put onto YouTube. There's no more longer private. It's not unlisted. They are all for public, so you'll be able to find it quite quickly. I'll send the link for that as well. Any questions, folks?